What's up guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding, and today I'm going to tell you something about sweet potatoes. So we as bodybuilders like to eat sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, but mostly sweet potatoes due to their low glycemic index. Now that's a big benefit because, especially when bulking, you need a lot of carbohydrates to bulk up, and if you then take easy digestible carbohydrate source that's with a high glycemic index, and you typically don't eat as much vegetables because you need to eat so much food, it might give you spikes in blood sugar and actually impair performance at the gym, make you feel more sleepy, stuff like that. And it generally just isn't good for your insulin release either. So you want stable blood sugar levels in your blood, which is why we opt for sweet potatoes. At least in the bodybuilding world, we like those sweet potatoes. Now we have several kinds of sweet potatoes, and I personally have found out an even more tasty, better kind compared to the usual orange sweet potato. So this one, we all know, is the orange one with the orange flesh, which I'm about to show you in a minute, the difference between this one and the one I'm talking about. So this one has a lot of vitamin A, which is where the orange color comes from. Why orange? Well, carrots are also orange. And actually the color in most vegetables, most fruits can tell you what kind of vitamins and minerals are in there. So for carrots and sweet potatoes, the orange color comes from the beta carotene, aka the vitamin A content. So that's very good for eyesight, skin, stuff like that. There's also a lot of vitamin C, also a lot of potassium, which is why a lot of bodybuilders like to take this during a loading phase, for example, when trying to carb up for a show. The more potassium is in the blood, the more intracellular water is able to be kept in the muscle, so the more fuller you will look compared to the amount of sodium in your system. So that's why this is used as well. Also, there's quite a lot of fiber in here, which makes it much easier to not have diarrhea, not bloat as much, to keep a proper bowel movement, because as I said, when you're bulking, especially when some people are dirty bulking, not a whole lot of vegetables are in the diet usually. For me, there are, but for most people, there's not. So whenever you can take fiber in, that is very beneficial. So it will actually combine with protein. You're able to absorb everything without your stomach and intestines being upset because you don't take in enough fibers, which is unhealthy no matter what kind of diet you have. But the one that I like most is this one, the purple sweet potato. And it's hard to find in most supermarkets, but I happened to stumble upon it in the Netherlands. So I'm pretty sure that in America, where most viewers are watching this video, you can find this in the supermarkets as well. So here you can see the difference. This is the orange one, and this is the purple one. It's a different color than the orange one. And as I said, the color usually tells you about what phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals are inside the food. So when you compare these two, you know that this one has an exceptional amount of vitamin A because of the orange color. This one actually has a lot of antioxidants from a phytonutrient. Now, for people who don't know what phytonutrients are, there are basically thousands of them inside your food. So they give them the color, their flavor, their smell, etc. So we like to call those phytonutrients in science, and most of them haven't actually really been studied enough to know what their effects are. But for example, we already know some of the vitamins and minerals, vitamin A, B, C, D, E, stuff like that. But when you have a multivitamin, maybe 20, 30 different vitamins and minerals in there, but there are several thousands in here, which in my opinion, it is always best to combine your vitamin pill with a wholesome meal, because then you combine it with the phytonutrients available in the food, and it allows you to absorb everything much better. But that is for another video. So this has a phytonutrient in it that is not as much in here, and is called an anthocyanin. So a lot of anthocyanins are in here, and it gives it a purple color. The purple color that also gives blueberries their colors. So it's a very, very strong and very healthy antioxidant to have in your diet. Now, I will also make another video about why you shouldn't take a lot of antioxidants right after training, but that only applies mainly to vitamin C and E. If you have a wholesome diet and antioxidants with foods like this, it will actually promote muscle growth because it eliminates the inflammation and the free radicals outside of what you need for muscle building compared to high amounts of vitamin C and E, which actually impairs muscle growth. But that is also for another video. So let me actually show you the inside and let me tell you something more about this one. So I have both sweet potatoes here, and let me first show you the orange color which we are all used to. So let me cut it open just like this. And here you can see the bright orange color, and as I told you, this color comes from mostly the vitamin A in this vegetable, in the sweet potato. So let me actually now show you the purple one, which is amazing in my opinion. Cut it open, and there you go. A purple, deep purple color. And it kind of looks like the color of a a blueberry. This is a sweet potato, obviously, but you can see it's very, very different compared to this one. As you can see, the difference is very apparent. So these are both sweet potatoes, so they almost have the same nutrients. They have vitamin C, they have a lot of fiber, quite a lot of carbohydrates, they are low glycemic index, vitamin B12, but the main difference is that this one is more of vitamin A, and this one is more of the antioxidant anthocyanin, which is a very strong and important antioxidant to have in your diet, especially when you work out a lot, when you do a lot of stuff and your body needs to recover a lot. So I actually like this sweet potato a bit better, and the flavor too is amazing. I do recommend cooking this in a steaming tray in the microwave. I do that with every single sweet potato, so that way it doesn't dry out. It keeps most of the nutrients, because especially with this one, vitamin A is a water-soluble vitamin. That means that when it starts to cook, the vitamin will simply be diluted into the water that you're cooking it in. That's useless, so a lot of vitamin A will actually be lost using a simple pan and cook it in the water. So steaming it, obviously you will lose some, but not as much. You will keep more of the nutrients. Same with this one. And it's much quicker, 6 to maybe 8 minutes in, depending on the microwave, depending on how much you put in there, and your sweet potatoes are done. I'll also make a separate video on how to perfectly steam those sweet potatoes, your vegetables, and all other foods that you can basically steam in a microwave in the best healthy way. Anyway guys, I really want to thank you for watching. Let me know what other food videos you want to see, and this obviously was about the sweet potatoes. Again, try this one out, the purple sweet potatoes. Find them in your supermarket, and be aware the flesh needs to be purple. Sometimes you have red sweet potatoes and you have white flesh. The white flesh actually has less nutrients than these two, so make sure to find one with the purple flesh. Anyway guys, I really want to thank you for watching. Let me know any other food videos you want to see, and don't forget to stay golden.